Hello, and welcome back to Factorio, space exploration, with my kind of goofy spaceship. Bonjour, hello. I think the spaceship is just, it's such a weird visual. But I will fly to the asteroid belt today, but first I want to make sure I'm safe. Though I could just reload if I'm stuck there, but I will fly very well. But how? Oh, turrets. Very confusing. How have you been? Do I even need these tags? I do. Okay. I'm gonna check the belt. I'll fly here. There is no spare fuel to fly back, so if I don't have enough, it would be a problem. But it doesn't have a radius, so I'm assuming launching is super cheap. Getting back should be fine. It'll be nothing like launching from Novus. Ah. Yes. Taxes. I've never had complicated taxes to deal with, at least, but it's still always annoying. I need to drop off all these items that I don't need and replace these with buffer chests. One, two, three. Get this there. Get this moved. Here for now. Oh. Are they? What is? Because the destroyers. They are. You summon 5 for each you throw. They shoot, and I'm assuming it might be arcing electricity? Which, if that's how it works, I can see that. For now, let's put another one of these down. But yeah, if they're that, it makes sense. I just never... Oops, that's fine. That has trash unrequested. But, okay, what is my... I bet my drone limit's pretty low. Because... at minimal... It's already 50. Now I feel like I have to try it as well, just to see what it really does. There's an infinite upgrade. That's kind of fun. I should probably do these basic researches that are just kind of silly. This is all progress. Want some more swarm safety. That can wait. Material catalog I do need though. Everything to destroy. 500's a lot. Oh, I don't have... I can see though. These are kind of silly. Yeah. Oh yeah, because you can't, what? Oh. That's goofy. I didn't put power here. You can't, like, plague a bioplanet if you don't have the bio-research. Oh, I don't want to scale this. I could scale these up. These are lowest tier. Untouched since I first made them. Ooh, that's bad. I need to deal with this soon. Speed upgrades. Bioplanet seems... Well, you have the, the different... It's a weird bug. Oh. Now I don't know if you mean bug as in, like, bug in the code, or bug as in an enemy. If it's an enemy, that's interesting. If it's a bug, then that's less fun. But no, you did. You could use the weapon. Could you use the weapon platforms or weapon delivery cannons for like nukes to get started? Ah. Yeah, oh, I guess that makes sense. You hit it, and the target doesn't exist. I'm looking for speed upgrades. There is the option, I guess, if... I assume you can weapon delivery nuke from orbit. Hello! Hope you're doing well today. I'm distracted. I'm trying to find... Nope. On this. Oh. This has not been touched since I built it at the start either. So this is kind of a silly upgrade. Oh, and that's even sillier. I built this and I never even connected the upper... I never even connected this. That's really funny. Yeah. Cause yeah, that's what I saw about even just the energy research is very uranium heavy, but I guess material science also drains... No, it doesn't drain uranium here, so it's just the energy, right? I'm never gonna connect that. That's unneeded. It's entirely because it's silly. Research is going well. Oh, but if I want to walk into biters, I probably want to get something to keep me from dying. They're expensive in terms of just time to craft. Excuse me. Not much better. Let's do a stack of each. But I'm not going to focus on this too much. I'm going to let this build so that I can try them eventually. It seems like I'm probably not going to be using more than one of these anytime soon, so I can ignore that and prep to launch my spaceship. Oh. Yeah, that's a lot of uranium just sort of on trains, huh? Pretty wild. Oh. Yeah, I have to drag it. It's annoying. So. I don't know why I have an extra spaceship console, but I do. So, what I want to do is save. Once these guys do that, have a bunch of inventory space. I'll save. And I will see if I can safely fly to Asteroid Belt 1. I'll double check. Asteroid Belt 1, fly right there. And if I run out of fuel, I'll just reload. I want to see what the expected approach time is at full speed. Feels like it should be pretty quick. But that's mostly a... Oh, it's actually kind of neat to look at this. That's just an initial load issue, right? Like once the carriages are full, it won't actively cause any drain. Ooh. That's a lot. It's only dropping like 20-30%, but that's more than I'm comfortable with. But once I steal the stuff from the ship, I'll be fine. Huh? There's the whole signal output thing here. That must have... Is it? Okay, I think I understand it. There was something in the description about it, but this is their system for being able to read the signal from anywhere, because you can name this and then access that logistics group in everywhere. It's just sort of a cheating way to provide a signal for a moving object like this. Yeah, like self-inflicted stall. Personal ship number 1. I'm assuming each has its own dedicated system. I don't need to watch this anymore. I do need to lay this stuff out. Eventually. 2 of those, those are still empty. I'm considering vertical like this. I was gonna, if I ever needed enough deliveries, I could have landing pads 1, 2, 3, just create a line of landing pads. Probably a bad idea, but it's fun to consider. I need to deal with this. I need to not forget. How's my landfill? They're fine. Kind of a bit of a time waste here. This hasn't been producing because that hasn't been loading. It doesn't matter yet, but I'm glad I paid enough attention to fix it now. Oh wait, I need to let's roll that. That's on Novus, I don't care about that. Novus is fine, I am here. 30 seconds. Speed. Speed fluctuates more than I thought. Oh, it's because I'm in the asteroid belt, so it's decreased the speed to my set value. Okay. Which is probably lower than it needs to be. I can now steal stuff. So, launching is super cheap. Perfect. Time for highway robbery. Oh. That was weirdly slow. Is there a setting for this, or are they just kind of not happy? Because they've... Is it low on power? It shouldn't be. Weird. They don't behave because I guess it's like initial loading for them actually existing? Weird. Okay. I'm here to steal everything. I guess just, if it can just fly it home, then that's probably easier. I was gonna just rip it apart. Which would have been annoying to steal the ion booster stuff. Some of this is kind of odd. Like the scaffolding underneath the flooring is a little bit silly. But I guess rebuilding is kind of more fun than tearing it apart. If I can find all of the pieces. Free space science. I will steal these solar panels though. Well, if I'm just self-launching it back, I can pretty much leave it flying at like minimum speed. I maybe could put at least one of those solar panels back instead of stealing. You know what I should do? I should just do this. I can't do that because these things don't place. Or they don't place underneath automatically. Which I really, really wish they could. 1, 2, 3, then straight down. guess I'll reclaim one of them. Oh no. Lie. Okay, that is mostly symmetrical. That can't build because of this stuff. What is this robot trying to do? Oh, and then I need... Okay. That is fully rebuilt. I believe if I do this, flip it, there's a door missing, and that's it. Excuse me. Okay. So, if I go here, can I click, fly this to Novus orbit at, I don't know, 5 to start. Keep it really low. And if it breaks, it breaks. And if I'm gonna let it break, I should probably make sure I take anything of actual value from it first. Storage chests are not valuable. Clamps. Worthless, worthless. Nothing of value. The engines would be a shame to lose. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm... Nope. What? Why? Oh. That makes sense. Oh. I could just steal that. Disconnect the logistics to save a little bit of... That's annoying. Save a little bit of power. I can't pick up these robots here. They would just be there until I put this back down, I think. Which is weird. Okay, take that away, assuming the lasers will be enough. Fly it back real slow. I don't want to go to... I want to go to orbit because it does not have rocket fuel capacity yet. And I'll need to add tanks to give it rocket fuel, and yeah. Can only launch from space, so if I took the ship and landed on Novus, I wouldn't be able to launch, and I'd have to tear it apart. Orbit, go. That's pretty cool. It's super basic, but it kind of does have that feel of, like, okay, this is way too slow. It does have the feeling of a, like, Star Wars ship going into hyperspace or whatever. It's been a long time. Yeah, this should be fine. It'll take a while at that speed. Ooh, that's right at the edge of what is a viable speed. Let's turn it down. 20 should be safe. It really does have to go quite slowly. Oh wait. Oh no, this applies to all of them. I didn't set a value for this. This could probably be 15. This could be 25. Okay. I'm here. I can go back to Do I go back? I probably just go back to Novus and refuel. I probably want to add more. I feel like I want to add more rocket fuel tanks. 2 feels a little limited. But that's fine. What is... Oh, it was facing the wrong direction, okay. I wasn't looking at the arrow. If I go on the map... How do I actually... Oh, space blue ship blueprint converter. What does that do? Oh, that's kind of neat. Okay, so that's how I can spot these. That's good. Just need to check it one last time. Okay, it is definitely fine. Going at 80. Power is stable. Safe. I can ignore that. I need to fix this. That's where I need to go next. This place called... Hagen is twice the radius of Sinza. No, it's not the radius, is it? It is. And what's the... Novus? It's half the radius of Novus. Which, if the launch cost is based on radius, that means it should cost half as much. If it's based on area, then it should cost kind of a quarter as much. Which I think still means if I want to launch from Novus, get there, launch again, I will need more rocket fuel. Oh wait, can I build... I can. Okay, once I'm floating above... Once I'm ready to land, I can add more of those. Shift stuff up. Probably shouldn't change anything major while I'm actively flying. I'm not going to test it. What happens if you walk out here? Do you still just follow along? Or can you get hit by an asteroid and die? That would be pretty rough. Where am I? I'm up here. Okay, I've passed that ship. I really, really wish I could drag to move here. Oh, I can use mouse keys. Never mind, that helps a lot. WASD to move around. I assume dragging would be the way. Yes, fine, it's behind me. That helps a lot with actually getting a good picture of the planets. I have not looked at Asteroid Belt 2. Okay, I should be in place now. I'm gonna I think go a little overboard, but I don't want to put it there. I could, however, this is going to delete a bunch of fuel, that was silly. Could move these up a bunch. Or I can just walk around it. Never mind. It's way simpler. Should be able to pick that up. There and there's not ideal. Who gets in the way there? Just do that. Put all the fuel on one side for now. Awful, but oh, I made a change that to do with the integrity check. Complaining with them as always. This is filling up. Good. It's been robbed now. Spaceship target set to that, which would be this. Oh, I guess I need to do the I need to hit control and set a control 9. Put a pin for spaceship recovered spaceship. Spaceship. I wish I could get this icon. That would be perfect. Okay, that's fine. Oh wait. Increasing this should mean that. Good. The ship is fine. It'll get to where I'm going. Ooh, this area hasn't been bad for a while. That needs to be dealt with. Do I have artillery? Yes, I do. From where? From here. Okay. So I can probably wipe out this. Gotta blow everything up. Yeah, just spam a bunch. Kinda wish I could just clear this with other stuff, but the only more convenient option would be spider clones, and those are far away. Just get as many of these as I can in the crossfire, because if all of these show up at once, it will be very bad. Yeah, I think I really need to get... I will really need to get the energy research soon. But energy research can wait a little, because to do energy research, I need holmium, I think. And holmium I was going to set up on this planet, which has holmium and vulcanite. I'm not actually going to do vulcanite here. I think I just ship the vulcanite via cargo rocket because setting up production here would be really annoying. See, it had all three. It had cryo, Cryonite, Vulcanite, and the Holmium, but Holmanite. So, Holmium ingots. I want to do the beryllium first, but I should probably do this, actually. But why is this complaining? Because no temperature. Okay. Steam is a byproduct? No, it's an ingredient. Okay. Any temperature steam. Which means I just need to produce it. I could set up a nuclear reactor and siphon the steam from that. That's probably a bad idea. Because it's a waste of energy. I think it's better to use the energy to make 100-degree steam. Because yeah, 500-degree converting into energy. It's probably more. This is math 60. It's about 1.1 megawatt per unit of steam. 0.1 megawatt per unit of steam. Each 1 megawatt. I'm just gonna make this steam. I'm not gonna even worry about it anymore, but I can mess with this for a minute while thinking, and I can put the Tesla gun instead of the nuclear, the atomic bomb. I'm probably gonna die and then die again because I'm gonna mess up, but right click to throw these. Oh, I mean, they do kill the stronger guys fairly quickly. They're a bit silly if I have to be strafing like I am. That Tesla gun's kind of bad. Far less precise than I would like. I think that these destroyer capsules don't really like the speed of jetpack flight. Like, I'm guessing they operate by trying to overshoot, like Spitter's aiming. And so they just don't have a good time when you're this fast. They do kill stuff quickly, though, when they hit. Can I slingshot them in? I can kind of slingshot them. It's kind of safe, too. That's kind of funny. You sort of treat them as a ball and chain type weapon and just swing it wildly. Kind of a fun little mini game. I wish they suck out If they would seek targets, it would be better. But they do kill stuff quickly. It's probably better against stationary nests and the like. I think I hate the Tesla, though. I'm fairly confident that I do not like that gun. Because it just destroys all the trees before it kills any of these enemies. Just kind of underwhelming. Thought? Yes, thought out is the correct. Thank you. Oh no. I need to just leave and not die. Yeah. I mean, I bet you can probably throw them when you're like a tank or a Spidertron, right? And therefore, you don't have to worry about dying in 5 hits or however many I would die in. So you don't have to be so dashing back and forth. Making it much more... You know, oh, that's really slow research. Wow. Might as well get those queued up. And the actual packs queued up. I'm gonna skip the bio one because that will just put a bunch of garbage on my screen. Or the material is also unnecessary right now, so I'd rather just have less. Keeps it under control. They do electric damage. If I search here, destroyers do scale with energy weapon damage. Discharge defense is a little funny. That scaling damage seems silly to me. The normal defenders are physical. The destroyers are energy, so works well with laser turrets. Can I... Nope, I guess they'll just... Oh, cool! I never use follower robots like this. I didn't know that there was an actual indicator of how many were following you. It still seems like a respectable amount of damage, even without that. It's just... tough to swing them. I also don't have... I'm gonna put these away, but... I don't have as much, only halfway charge. I don't have as many follower count as would be possible with material science. Through the material science tree, you can get another 100. So from 75 to 200? No, 75 to 175. Which is even, like, that's 75%. More than 100% damage increase. 160? That's going fine. That's fine. Oh yes, I never actually fully connected my stone mining. I connected half. This game sometimes. Oh, I don't want these. That shouldn't go there. That needs to go to space. There was a single tree or something there, and so it was unhappy with my item placement. I can start thinking about using the spaceship clamps. That will wait a minute. I should probably... It is about time that getting a proper dedicated oil planet, well, I need to go up, would be a good idea. Because if I can get more oil, I can use the ship to ship rocket fuel. Because doing all my rocket fuel on Novus would be a bad idea if I want to ship it around. I should get to work on that. Probably before copper. A little bit further. Yeah, it's... There's many options. I think... I feel like a long-term an oil planet feels like it would be a substantial improvement just for... Oh, that's a silly placement. Just for, like... If I have a planet where I get all the oil I need, it's gonna be less painful. I have to imagine long term. Even with beacons. Yeah. Like, if I can get... Once... Like, I have to go there manually, deal with it. But I'd have to figure out... I kind of want to see if I can appropriately schedule some degree of... like, some degree of automation for oil, or, well, rocket fuel shipment. It's not a good idea yet, actually. I think that's actually... Doing that fully via the spaceship probably should wait till I do at least a little bit of material science. Like, setting up the oil planet would not be a waste of time, but... actually shipping probably should wait till I have better ships that can actually carry more than 1 or 2 tanks. Which, saying that, I actually did not... It obviously worked fine, but I didn't actually pay attention to the fact that the container stress... Yep. Because I removed the chests, container stress was fine, but then I re-added the chests, which killed the container stress. Yeah. Like, the oil planet would still be worth the time, but shipping the oil, waiting for Material Science 3 would be better. Okay, it's fine. Power gen's a little body. But while I'm here, I can charge up faster. I can even provide a little bit of power to the system. But it's not worth it. Okay. Does it? Like, I would think until I have... Getting ships from... I would think that I still have to launch cargo rockets between planets. And if I have a planet where it's awkward to produce the rocket fuel there, which I don't currently, so that's kind of the big thing. I don't actually need it that badly. It would be useful for planets where oil is not convenient. Get that charged up a little faster. That'll help a lot. Oil. Oh, yes. Because if you ion ship, you can launch an ion ship in space without rocket fuel, so you don't actually need the rocket fuel to initiate the flying. And so you could ship. And by the time I get spaceship, by the time I have, if I do energy first, by the time I have material science 3, I'll have an integrity of 1,000. I'm assuming it's 100 per and there's 7 upgrades at that point. Wait, no, it's 5. It's 300? Yeah, it'd be 1,000. And 300 integrity would be a lot of... 1,000 integrity. If it's purely container integrity, that's almost a warehouse worth of items, ignoring everything else you need. And like, even half a warehouse of items shipped that way would not be that bad. Depending on ion stream. Ion stream, which is the only thing that would be consumed, which is just copper and plasma. The exact efficiency is unknowable to me, but you can see it. So I'm waiting for this to fuel. Yes, I need... What I should do now... It's ghost, but it doesn't look... Ah. That's not good. Hasn't been a problem yet. But that's not set up to actually repair anything. That's very bad. Or to hold stuff to repair, so it's underperforming. Let's get me some laser turrets to replace that. Yeah, power seems... Power is nice. Not awful. See, oh, that's good iron. Ooh. Not important. What I was gonna do, considering everything, the next step is setting up this. Setting up a planet for holmium. I guess I'd probably build it here, which would mean a lot of cliff explosive. Oh, 69. Nope, I'm building it near that. So I'm going to change this Previously, beryllium, I went with 50 per minute, and I regretted how low that was. This one, holmium only stacks to 50, I think, so it doesn't... You can't carry as many. I hate that I can't see the exact thing there. Yeah, stack size 50 instead of 100, which means it'll fill up a cargo rocket faster. But still gonna go with 100 as a goal. Just delete it, make a new one. Holmium ingot, 100 per minute. Sand will exist. Sand will exist somehow. Holmium powder and nakium powders. Why? Oh, it's a set. Okay, it's a byproduct. Copper cables. I kind of doubt I should ship in because I probably have copper, but if I don't, I'll need to deal with it. Sand is unrestrained. Water can be pumped directly. Crushed holmanite. Holmanite. Mining. Awkward. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I have to... Because, yes. Currently, my 50 beryllium per minute is not enough. I'm not... Well, it might be enough now that I'm not researching as much. And crafting bulkheads. 50 was not enough beryllium already. Which means, let's go big or go home. There's nothing wrong with aiming for 200. I don't know if I want to... I don't think I want to... Ooh. The decision is annoying. Okay, I'd rather have fewer drills. The drills are a real sticking point because it's just so much space. That's completely unavoidable. Can't do biochem in orbit. If I do full productivity, that's a lot. So I will probably swap stuff around. I'll just start with full productivity as a baseline. Except for this, because you can't productivity that. Yeah, it's a lot. I could be making speed 4s. I could not be making speed 4s. Those need to be made in space. I'm not even going to look at that yet. That's irrelevant. Okay, remove that. I really don't need those. Probably don't want space platform scaffold on Novus. But it doesn't look too bad. 84, because I'd always want it to be even, but 84 chemical plants is a lot. It just takes up a lot of space. But for a base level of base reference point, that's 50. 84 is not that much more than this. If I avoid designing it like this, and just do each component individually, and then feed them into the next component, it will be a lot better. If I just have this produces and then ships it a little to the right, and then it produces, ship a little over, produces, it will be way better. Yeah, like, those modules, two modules, threes is a lot of Iridium machine learning for a 25% increase in the amount of speed provided. Like, speed 5 seems even less useful. Beyond needing the speed 6s for other stuff, using them as modules just really looks like they become, like, the goal, it looks to me like these later modules, the goal behind the modules is to use the modules, not to, like, get the modules to actually speed up other stuff. Because I bet by the time you can do a large number of speed module 9s, you already have a supermassive factory for everything set up. And then you just want to use them for the sake of using them. They still don't have the storage containers. How have they not gotten those yet? They're in here now. This is not going because the circuits are full. That can't be right. Yes, that can't be right. I must have broken something. Why is there no positive request for orange? It must be... Did I loop the red somehow? This red comes from here, so that should be nothing. Yeah, there's no orange science in any of the logistics chests. Yeah, it's interesting. It mostly seems like they don't look like they're likely to be a mandatory step in progress, at least. Oh, I really, really wish that I didn't make this such a mess. Maybe it's my unnecessary double connections or something. Don't know why that would be the problem, but... So yeah, should be requesting 2,000. This is outputting 2,000. Oh, it's because I have the red feeding in there. Reading off of Novus orbit. It's red, no, it's not red minus green. Green is this. It already has all the orange in here, just okay. The orange should be going, I just don't have enough of the other stuff required, which means I need to increase that. That's acceptable. Okay. Problem solved. Move somewhere quieter. So productivities are going to be annoying, but let's get it all laid out. Then I need pyroflux, which is pretty free. This I could produce on site, I don't want to. The anion exchange beads, I need to specify steam temperature. These get delivered. Sulfuric acid and plastic, though. That doesn't feel right, but it must be. That's a lot of those. Plastic bars. Can I produce those on this planet? This planet does not have enough oil. It also doesn't have a crazy amount of coal. So if I go here and I look for oil, there is not a is it a viable amount if it's only 400 plastic per minute? No. Definitely not. Yeah, it's... I mean, I think I'd have to provide sulfuric acid, which technically I could shoot drop pods. The anion exchange beads are... Oh, they stack to 200. I definitely just make those here and ship them. And then I could get the ratio of exchange beads to vulcanite. And I could ship both together, which is maybe a bit silly instead of just shipping it directly there. I also... yeah, I don't have plastic. I could make... If I can make plastic and sulfuric acid here, it might be realistic. To ship them directly from here. It's just a question of plastic, which is coal, petroleum, which I don't know about the coal. Coal is a big question here. Oh, I have tons of coal here. I should absolutely be producing it on this planet. Coal there. I would need to connect it to rails, but that's not that bad. And yeah, I already have the sulfuric acid. Yeah. Like the... Okay, so I guess I could do this real quick. If I use 5,000 per minute, that's 25 stacks in the storage. 25? No, 205. Yeah, 25 stacks of 500, which means I would need to ship every 20 minutes. I would need to send a rocket, which might be viable, but it would be awkward at best. I picked this planet because it had the other two components. It had the vulcanite and the cryo. But maybe I should look at the other one that has oil and coal already. It's way worse for the holmanite. But having actual oil and coal is reasonably valuable. Holmanite? What's it actually called? It is holmanite. Holmanite, but I can't search that. Why does Holm work, but Holm, once at the end there, it doesn't search Holmanite? It means that I don't trust that this is searching properly for what how I'm assuming it searches. It must. Is it just odd? Now, if the asteroid belts had Holmanite, that would be pretty good, but they don't. If I wanted... This planet has a lot of stuff that's good. Actually, this other planet have uranium, it barely does. If I look at radius, tiny radius, I can't imagine it would be anywhere close to viable yet to use a spaceship to ship to this planet. It would have to ship there and back, because otherwise it's wasted trips, but it's a small radius, which would make the launching pretty cheap, I think, but the amount of material that I would need would be prohibitive. The sulfuric acid would be fine. 50 minutes with 2 tanks is pretty easy. No, 50 is not right. 100. There'd be 4 tanks for 50 minutes is not great. Plastic stacks to 100. 4 stacks. About 10 minutes per chest. Oh yeah, uranium. Yeah. I want to ship the uranium. I actually probably would just ship the fuel cells, which would be pretty easy. This is also 200. I could cut it back a little bit, but I also do need the copper. Yeah, this first planet does not have good copper. The second planet does not have good copper either. Oh yeah, I didn't open this one before. This has better copper. Oh. It at least doesn't seem like it was what happened, or what has happened occasionally, where my side just totally dies. Which is what happened last week, but I don't know. I can't. Maybe if I look over here, I can see if there's anything telling me. It looks currently like it should be fine on my end, but I can't really. No, it could be just outgoing YouTube stuff. I don't know if there's anything that I can do. The only thing would be... Not that something I can do actively, but there's a setting about being able to rewind that supposedly causes issues. Sometimes. I don't even know what I want to do. The plumbing here is fine. If I think if I was going to... No, it's 50. It's worse. I'm gonna say, shipping... It's better to ship the ion exchange beads than it is to ship the crushed holmanite because of stacking 4 times higher. I could... It could be fun to set up a ship. So I could ship plastic and cryonite rods to the planet in cargo rockets. And then the sulfuric acid, I'd have to think about it, but it could either be a spaceship basically just full of tanks to ship sulfuric acid, or I could delivery cannon. Delivery cannon feels unlikely for 2,000 per minute. That feels like it will have a lot of problems. I think it could maybe work, but I don't... The amount of rocket fuel to launch every time to provide sulfuric acid would be not ideal. It would be pretty... It'd be pretty bad to consume that amount of rocket fuel. The return journey should be okay because of it being a small moon. There is the option of there's the option of going material sooner, but I think material... I can't remember if it's material and energy or just material for the space elevator. If it was just material, it might actually be worth considering. I think it's a mix of stuff, though. The elevator... Yeah, it's a bit of both, so I'd have to get the energy anyway. It's just... unfortunate. No oil there. Or, well, not good oil there, making it difficult. If I... This is gonna be the... That's not the swarms there. I'm surprised. I was expecting this complaining to be the retribution from them. That should be enough for now. So, just rough. I could ship cryonite and plastic. The cryonite stacks to 200, which means 2 slots per minute out of 500 250 minutes per rocket of cryonite. Plastic is half that good, so it's 125. 2 hours per rocket of plastic. Shipping those is very easy. Acid is less convenient, and steam is just sourced on site. Let's say that's 12.5 minutes per tank of sulfuric acid. And with 300, I still want... I want something comparable to this, I think. Minus 96. 96, yeah, 96. Yeah, 3 of these. 48, 48, 48, 96 plus 48, 31, 144? 144 would be a little over 10 tanks per rocket if I could even get the space. Carry 10 tanks. That would be about 2 hours per spaceship trip, which I think is not that bad, as long as the launch to return is not too much. I wouldn't be able to carry any items back, so it would be a one-way trip to deliver it, and the trip back would be empty. If I cut back on about 2 tanks, that would be a half an hour-ish faster cycle. 2 tanks is 25,000, which would be enough for 1 chest, maybe? Which is not a lot. But 1 chest would be 4 stacks per minute. That'd be 12 minutes to fill up the 1 chest, which is not useful. This is math. I could do math and get the ideal ratio between tanks and the ratio between tanks for sulfuric acid and chests to bring back holmium, but I think I probably shouldn't. I should just keep it simple and try to ship sulfuric acid directly there and not worry about the round trip. That'll be a lot less painful. That will need clamps, which are in this ship. I'll need to modify this ship somewhere. Where is this trying to anchor? It's not doing the usual drawing. Oh, no, that's the thing I built. This is... I really just don't trust this. Oh, wrong button. I'm assuming it'll be centered on where I'm looking. I have absolutely no way of knowing that. Okay, it is trying to do that. It's just not displaying properly. No, I have to click it twice. Weird. That's fine. I can anchor it here. And then I can modify it. Or just make a new one. Because this one would have to be completely rebuilt anyway. I wanted to use it. I shouldn't have placed it there. Now it's blocking up what I was going to kind of use as a shipyard. Yeah, that's fine. Should have left it in space. I could reload, but I won't. Yeah, this shipment's almost always fine. That has not been filling up because I forgot to provide it with. Boom. I could just right-click those and the bots would have picked them up. Okay, that's fine. I think that's what I'll do. I'll plan to ship this via a ship. Those will both be cargo provided. And landing in these. Those are the wrong types. It's these. So, now if I go to the new planet that I'm going to work on, I need to add a marker. Oh, wrong one. I'm going to this one. Oh, I can add a chest. I should add a chest to the shipment and ship nuclear fuel. It'd be one less tank, which would be a little bit faster, a little bit less sulfuric acid per trip. But will easily provide the power. That will be less painful. Now, that's the biggest holmium mining spot. It will only provide me with an amount of copper that I'm going to have to filter out for a bit. Love it. Or I just don't get it all, which feels kind of bad. I'll just accept it. I'll just do that for now. 2 of those. 32. I need less than I thought? I guess every additional productivity decreased the amount needed. 32. So another set like that would be enough for now. But the moment it runs out, it will no longer provide enough. So I want to plan for extra. This one here looks like one there. I'm not even trying to get everything out of each of these spots. I'm just gonna keep it super simple. Okay, that should be enough. I will need to ship trains to get this all together, but 96 when my current demand is 55 should be safe. Then I can start designing the train stations. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, because if I do, I'll have to do it again, because the removal will get deleted. I have to do stuff that isn't annoying. I really wish it didn't do that, but it does. So I have to live with it. So it's going to stop somewhere in this area. Maybe I can design it in the water and then copy it over. Nope, the fish will be in the way. I guess I design it in Novus. Let's get a nice open area and use it with ghosts. Then I can just copy it over. Turn off ghost, turn off building. Oh wait, leave the building on to clear the stuff. So, while I move around collecting this, I need 25, I'll do 26 casting machines, that's painless. The sand is a positive with that step, which means I'll just have to landfill it for now. The stone is fine. Aeroflux is a drain, which is expected. So. Step 1. Open the map. Get... I can never find there. So. 10, 11, 12, 13? Yes. So, this will produce... not that yet. And that's the wrong material type. Or object. I need the casting ones, which are even easier. Excuse me. Probably... that. Okay. Unfortunate that it's connected poorly. I'll hopefully be able to plan this out. Hope you have a good, nice night, a nice week. Bye. Next step, going backwards, industrial furnaces. 28 industrial furnaces. These are very big. 28. I could increase it, but I should probably just do 14 and 14. I could do 7, 7. Do a bunch of sets of 7. If I want it to be a little less. I want it to be a little less large. Boom, this is a liquid output, liquid and solid input. Seems painless enough. I probably want... I was just saying to myself that I want to try and one block. I was just thinking of putting this up here, but I shouldn't do it that way. I should keep it separated out so that it's easier to manage and scale. Much better to scale it. No, scaling will probably run into issues of belts, which means I should check that. Okay, I need a lot of belts of the powder for this step, which means, yeah, I want 1, 2, 3, 4 belts. That'll be good. We won't be able to scale much. That belt is fine for the centrifuges. 2 belts. 2.7 belts. Okay, yeah, it doesn't convert that to belts because that's the amount being drawn. And then everything else is fine. Okay. Again, I should probably just duplicate this when I'm ready. So these will output liquid. These will input liquid. will come from somewhere. The output could be spaced inwards, but that will be bad because that'll get exactly in the way. I could space it even further. And just have annoying belts. Set up annoying belts where it just sort of output. Seems harmless. It's not outputs input. That could work. They could swap to face the other direction. Either way is fine. That's the input of those. That's the output. The output will all need to be grouped. I guess I'm running it up. I don't actually need that. I need the input from the bottom. Oh. I died very quickly. Did not expect it. What's the fastest way to get back there? I guess I didn't contain the space yet. I really should do that. But this is contained. The pollution from here is going this way. The pollution there is all from up here, so it's fine for now, but... Oh, I just have to get back there, which is always a pain. So I don't have spare prepared jetpacks. Or light suits. Thruster suits is what they're called. I think I have at least one crafted. I should just... I just have to put components into it. Be careful to not die. There's thruster suits, there's jetpacks. I'm gonna prepare... I guess I'm gonna prepare 2 of these. Oops, I did that backwards. So prepare 2 of these. They only need jetpacks in them because they're just here to get me around faster. Please don't hit me with the train. Leave some stacks up here. So, next time I die, I can fly faster. I'm not bringing a gun, but I should be fine. I should really build that laser wall down there. Now, where's my corpse? There's my corpse. Swap armor back. Why would it default to turning that back on? I wish it didn't do this. If I had it off before I died, it shouldn't auto turn it back on, but it does. I really don't want to have a rocket launcher equipped, though the railgun can cause a lot of problems too. Watching something you can't just fly over is very weird at this point. Here to put the thruster suit back in case I die. Again. Oh, how annoying would it be to build this? Not that annoying, I'm already halfway there. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be awkward for them to supply this because they will run in questionable directions. But once that's built, I can build a wall there. And then if I clear out all this stuff, it'll be safe. And I won't die while trying to design with a ghost. But I can also just do this. I don't need to be here. Oh, it's much better when they're all ghosts. I'm gonna get rid of that because it bothers me too much. That half are built, half are not. But the current thing, that will all be fine. The pipe will all connect. It'll flow over to the right or the left. I can decide later. The next step is centrifuges, which it's really not a lot of centrifuges. I don't need to be sitting here because I'm doing it via the map. Oh. I want to get this designed today, which should be pretty easy. I need to double this. Yeah, that works. I can scale this going left and right, which means maybe I want to build it this way. These going here. And I can scale that upwards, I can scale that to the right, I can scale it down. This scales this way. Feeding it will be a little awkward, so I'll have to consider that on where I place it. But I can also do that. Just the relative direction is important. Centrifuges. I want 6 centrifuges. I don't need this many. I need to feed copper cables. I also did not think about the copper cables. How am I going to deliver the copper cables? Probably ship. It's actually equal stack size. 200 at 2 crafted per plate. I could ship. Yes, eventually I'll ship. I'm glad I'm not here anymore. Eventually I can ship ingots instead, and that will be more efficient, but that can wait for now. Because I'm not making that planet yet. Do I want a centralized... No, I want split outputs, actually. Where I can actually have this be directly tied as a block, and if I scale that up, I just copy the whole thing up. For each of these provides for 1 row. That's not too bad. I still actually no, yeah, I still want to actually feed items in. But I'm gonna make a mistake. Yes. These need separate belts to feed anyway, so I might as well adjust. Currently I can do, it's 0.55 of a belt? 0.56 of a belt. 0.57, whatever. More than half of a belt needed, which means that I need 2 separate belts for the cables and for the chloride. Which means that I could change how I'm setting this up and try to think about whether there's some other way to lay these out. Which I don't think this is the way, but... I could... How much output? Oh, it's 1.3 belts per set. I do need to actually... Where is the current complaining? Over here, so that's a lot worse than I thought. I guess this is the group that's the issue. Is this another one with bad angle? Yes, it is. Okay. That should help. Can I use the upgrade for these? Yes, I can. Okay. Upgrade that. And I should hopefully be fine, though. An extra layer wouldn't do any harm. Really wish I could select these on a better diagonal. It's a bit late to realize that I probably should have set my set a group for this. Called it laser turret walls and added laser turrets, and then I can actually just, if I'd set that sooner, it would update properly. But because I didn't, I now would have to do this manually. Which is less fun. If I do it once, I won't have to do it again. I'll need to do it on the new wall there. And I can stop with that. So I should be safe. These need 2 belts output anyway. It's 2.33 per set. I could just put even more. But I only need 3. I hate odd numbers. These are producing that, just to keep track. The input of copper cables is easy. We need 2 belts to input both. I could do that type of mess to get the inputs. I just don't think it looks the best for this context. No, put them in the middle. It'll look better. There. Oh, those are inputs, not outputs. That could be the input. That's easy enough. I could even... Could probably copper... Use long-headed inserters for the copper, but... That can wait. The outputs. I need 2 separate outputs. Because I need 1.3 belts per... Means if I divide it should be 0.4, sort of 0.4 per. And they won't merge nicely. I'd have to do that. Hopefully those pull evenly. I can have the 2 belts that need to actually be even, which they should be. And that can feed this. Should be fine, I think. Oops, wrong button. Meant copy. Flip it. That does not look right. Because my flipped version did not. This is way further than they need to be. But that can be addressed later. Those should be fine. They get their inputs from the left. I could fit something in there, but it should be that as a hard line. Up. 84 chemical plants because I don't like odd numbers. 84, 42, 21. 21's not great, but 4 sets of 21 is fine. I could do 12 sets of 7, which is probably worse. Or 7 sets of 12. Which is not bad. Except it's odd, so it's always not happy. So start with 21. I won't do this way. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So it would be... It's not too bad. Yeah, it's not awful. These need a liquid and 2 solid inputs, which is not ideal. So I need to remember that this is half of it, and I need to double this. So, if I were to just provide water this way, I would, oh, and that's a bunch of outputs. How many outputs? 4 outputs? Which means that I will need to filter it. And it will need to loop. The holmanite will need to feed back in. The anions will need to feed back in. And the chloride and sand need to be removed. These are 2 belts, which means 1 belt, 0.9 of a belt for each half. which means it needs a full belt. It would need half a belt if I did individual belts on either side. Ignore this for just 1 second. Yes, the previous step is just pulverizing, which is easy, so I don't need to do that preemptively. I thought I cleared most of these that were directly in aggression. It must be up there. Oh, I bet this is what's... No, these guys are trapped, right? No, they're not trapped. Okay. I'm gonna keep ignoring this for a bit. No. These need a loop. Some of the feeding out is pretty easy for some of it. But I will not be able to lay it out this way because the input and the output will be awful. I could plan to output like that for each of them, which will... What's the craft speed? It's set to a 1 second craft time, which means I probably... I'm assuming it can hit all those rolls at the same time, which means if 4 show up at once, I'd have to clear 4 out very quickly. It can only... A bulk inserter can only clear out 2 items per second. Realistically, it's not going to need to. It's only going to need to clear out 1.35, maybe. But I could plan that as the output. And inputs on a line there. But that input will need to be... It'll need to be 2. I have a lot more space if I have it this wide, though. I have to count again, but... Okay, that's 4... Coronal mass ejection in 6 hours. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And then the last one will be that. Actually, not that much longer. This is now 1/4. These outputs will need to be appropriately filtered. Oh, I've already cleared that. The easiest first step is these could filter right for sand and holmium chloride. I think that's the holmium chloride. I do that. Chloride can run that way, and the remainder can find its way back into the system. This should be awkward. But an initial idea is all I need to get, and then I can improve it over time. Way bigger than it needs to be. But keep this running for now. It will need to adjust later. So that... Yeah, because there's 2 items that need to be input. In theory, one of these could filter in the crushed fulminite. And that could be done better. There's probably a flaw here already. If I don't loop this, I'll need to do something else to fix that likely issue. Yeah, because that's going to just do nothing. I'd have to loop. But for now, I could, it's for the purpose of looping, I could make this whole thing, flip it, have it go like that, which might be a really bad idea. So what I'm going to start with, this is only 1/2, and it's not supplying the necessary anion exchange beads. If I build one of these, fully speed and productivity, I can see if I can feed one of them with the long-handed inserters. If I can, that's very convenient. That even with that just speed, without the productivities, that should be fine. 2 per second for anion exchange beads, which is it's here. More than fine, because this can do 2 per second. Just pick it up, okay. And I can then run that might have problems. Yes, that'll have problems. Have to shift that up. Keep that looping, keep that turned. Add that. That goes there, the anion goes there. Only do one side because I can copy and paste it. That will need to be adjusted. Bottom probably has some other issue, but should be fine for now. Okay, that'll get those split. As long as I keep this consistent, I think it should be fine. I bet I'll find an issue the moment it starts working, but I'm far from that step. This would run around the outside. I don't want to go too far because Oh. Be more careful than that. Can't just drag. There, over. And then down. But then I want to copy this, rotate it twice, line it up. It doesn't line up properly because I goofed. The bottom is wrong. Bottom is not trustworthy. Then I can fix it. So, other than this needing to feed back to the right, which I think means that I probably rotate this 90 degrees, because then these can feed their outputs up, combine into this. Somewhere like that. Keeping in mind that I need a second one to fit here. Probably want it temporarily. Temporary volume. Create it. Save it. And clear more space so that I can do this design without having to worry about it disappearing, partially because of the removal stuff being removed because they're there too long. Okay. Productive research would be safety and reusability are valuable. Can't do that yet. I could do efficiency 4, but I wouldn't use it yet. I'm saving those so I don't fill up my space. Form safety is not needed. It's not really needed. What is this exactly? It's just a better double the recipe. Those are energy, energy, energy. Everything's energy. So the only research I can really do is this, this, and that. Keep them kind of even for now. Turn this on. And clear out all this garbage. Just give me a little more space to work with. Shouldn't have picked these up and kept them in my inventory. A little goofy. Okay. There. Sit here for a second while these robots catch up. The next step is just the pulverizers, which are not too bad. 18 pulverizers, working with 3 belts of input, which I will turn into 4 belts of input. Which means like maybe go to 20 pulverizers and have 5 pulverizers per belt. Which is pretty easy. Four sets of 5. I could relatively centrally supply the run either inputs or outputs central. Be careful not get eaten by bugs. Oh, if I had three capsules, it'd actually be a lot safer. I can put this back down. With more space to work with. And as long as I stay out of the range, it won't get built randomly. Okay, that's the last one. Good. Now I can leave, and I can keep this canvas working. See, let's make it. I actually have to finish this design because I accidentally cut this. Whoopsie. Glad I caught that. These are producing 1.1 for all of them, which means these can all merge together. I also didn't finish with the sand. The sand can just... The sand is used in the last step, so I actually would rather have the sand running to the right. Can I flip this? I think I should be able to. Nothing should be in the way of flipping it. This is just a belt going in a circle that I do not currently have an actual input for. I should be able to rotate it and place it. And the sand will go where it's needed. Which this will be a bit of an issue when I copy it, but that's fine. These will need to merge. Okay, do I want to merge it? I want to merge it here. Oh, yes, I want this. I want that. Copy that. That should be that. That was a lot closer than I thought it would be. This then needs to move up. This produces... I can just merge those. I'd rather merge it outside. Treat this as a boundary. That... Oh, actually it's feeding there. Which means that if I... cut that, I just line it up there, that's for the bat. That will feed the output, I think, and if I flip it, I didn't clear enough space, I'm not going to flip it right now. I'll just remember to flip it later, I hope. That should be fine. This is 1/2, so I can just continue with half of it. This block, if it works, just putting it for now. If I put it here... Oh, I need to split the input there? No. I need to have space for the copper to go in, which means I should move it. I should move it down one. So the copper in the middle will be easier. I could even put a landing pad for copper. Eventually that outputs, converts it to wire, and then feeds in. That'll be really easy. That doesn't look right. Ah, because this side is... Okay. I could shift it to be symmetrical, but I actually kind of like the slight asymmetry. It's like kind of rotationally symmetrical. That's kind of weird. Okay, and the last step is really simple. Beyond supplying, other than supplying the anion exchange beads. Each of these needs 17 chemical plants producing those, which will need to be restricted on the input. Which means that if I put 18, it won't be an issue. The scaling strategy here is this whole thing will flip there. Come on, show up on the map, please. There. Then if I need to scale this up, I can probably copy that whole block. Looks kind of cool. Okay, that's fine. 18, 9. 7, 8, 9. It's not actually in place. This is to make exchange beads. Kind of silly to do it on that. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. I can't do that. I could have just flipped the whole thing vertically. But this could provide... Oh, that's not going to work at all. I would have to... These are provided... These get their steam in a direct line. If they do that, then it doesn't work. So I can't put these... Oh, I'm silly. Flip half of them. And that helps solve the problem. Fairly usual system. I can't put these closer together. These, however, can go that way. Feeding that way. That should work. This is 18, which is the... It should be half count? Yes. Because it should be 17, but 18 is a nicer number. Half. I need to double this, but... 2 physical items in, 1 physical item out. I could maybe figure out a way to get items on the inside, but it's probably easier just to in and out on the outside. Okay. I could do out, like, straight out. This is probably the easiest input. These input at less than 1 per 1 belt, so that's fine. So that's all the input I would need. Outputs would need to be further away, obviously. Be careful there. No, it's 1 output, 2 input. Oh, but it's a fraction of a belt input, so I could split, I could share a belt. really, doing this again is silly, but this is a shared input. It's undid everything I just did and then redid it, which is silly. And one output's all I need, which could easily just be kind of for the idea of merging it. This one can't be merged, so it will just suffer. That will lead to a bit of an imbalance, but this is half, and if I just merge both sides, it should be fine. Just merge both of those. That's fine. And that would be the exchange speed source for this entire block. Exchange speeds on the outer belt. So I could put this sort of there. Could merge there instead. And priority the looping input. Really helps that this doesn't have any restrictions. This just dies, it's not a problem. That's not enough space though, that will need to move. Because I need actually to line up there at the furthest. Okay. That looks kind of bad, but that should still be fine, I think. That's the anion source. I still need the crushed, which comes from 8, 9, 10 pulverizers. Pulverizer for Holmanite is just one in, two out. Stone output needs to be dealt with. I should have copied it instead of what I did. So each of these will want its own input and its own input, but they can share the output. Okay. I have to deal with the sand though, so shared output might be... Yes, shared output needs to get rid of the stone quickly. So it probably just shouldn't be shared. But I can share the stone. I really wish I could do that, but no, I don't need to get rid of the stone right away. But I do need to deal with the fact that this is 0.92, and I need to make sure that they use the belt properly. Options are get rid of that entirely. Just deal with 2 at a time. Sorta. Three at a time. And split. Split those. I could copy this, which was reasonably painless. Yeah, that's 5 and 5. It's the same general ratio. The specifics are definitely different because these are speed ones without beacons. That's full. That's still good for now. But I could redo that. I could... So each of these output onto one side of a belt, and then I'll merge to bring 5 onto one belt. Which... isn't too bad. I'm confusing myself for no reason. I'm also assuming that one input will be enough. If not, I'll have to adjust, or one output will be enough. But I can adjust easily. These can just merge. That's one. These will be filtered. And I'll make a separate output for sand, which sand will go to the right. Mostly prioritizing symmetry here. So I don't need 2 outputs for sand. Right, the sand. This also outputs crush. Oh, it's not sand, it's rock. This is the crushed holmanite. Yes, sending the rock in that direction is still probably for the best. I might crush it, I might just get rid of it. I don't know yet. I think I probably just turned it into landfill directly here. But that's half. Which I think is fine, yes. As long as the sand's filtered out, it's less than 1. Which means that could be 1 block once I figure out how I'm going to put that. That would be 1... Plus I need to leave space for the actual resource input, which would be a little less nice than I would like, but it should be fine. One less. Merge it there. Oh, actually, no. I do need to merge it, but all of this sand is currently on the same side, which means if I merge it, I need to do that. It's a little... looks a little bad. Oh well. Can't do much about that. This could be shorter, or be closer together. Like having the spaces. These are supposed to be beaconed? Yeah. Oh, right. My ultimate enemy. I always forget to place the beacons. And the power. Power's fine, but beaconing these is going to be a little awkward. I think I have... The end here's fine. I can shift half of these in and then I can put a beacon there. I'm not confident the coverage will be right. Okay, that covers 1, 2, 3. That overlaps. I'd be missing one every set. I guess I can put it one further to the left here, but then that still overlaps there. If I move this back to where it was... It'd be terrible beacon coverage. I can offset some stuff and I can maybe put beacons there. This input would be problematic. Always forgetting about beacons. Before we get any further, anything else that's ruined? I can make this work with beacons. I'd have to adjust stuff. I could put this there. Nope, that doesn't work. I could fit... Actually, I could swap that layout entirely. Cut that, put it there. Beacons will be easy. Okay, beacons are easy here. Great. That's some good news. I'll need underground pipes, those are fine. Where is my... There. I can beacon... Oh, I can't beacon there. I can get... Beacons won't be efficient. It'll be 2 instead of 3 per beacon. I could make this work. If I accept it being less symmetrical, it would be easier to make this work. This nice... It just looks nice, and I'd rather waste a couple beacons. If I took this out, moved it... no. Then it's still the issue of that. Those would have to be there anyway. I put that there. And then move this basically. Move that like that. Just go back to what I had before completely. And it will actually be better. I just need to move the pipes around. I think as long as... So that's gonna need undergrounds, but... Oh, this isn't gonna work, I don't think. I think it's gonna be issues. So I've put it there. Can't put it there. I could just change how I'm planning to pipe it, and it'll be easier. Just do that. Sections. Then there. Wait, no, not there. Next beacon needs to go in this area. Which would have to be here. Which would mean this could move. Oh, I should do that. Let's go. No, in there, there. It does ruin the nice visual, which is really a shame, but it's not that bad. Then I need to re-add these. Clear out the excess. Does this... I guess I shift that one left. Just to visualize it. Does it work? No, that's too small of a segment. It doesn't work. I can't copy it that way. That hits those, that hits... Oh, that is overlapping there. I need this to be further right. I goofed again. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I need to be centered here to hit those two. Oh, I put it left instead of right. Okay. Which leads to the opposite issue. I could leave that there. I could put it over here. Do whichever looks nicer. I think that looks nicer. Keeping these in their little separate zones. And then the last one can just kind of go somewhere at the end. Ooh. That would mess with nice symmetry if I let it hit that, so I'd rather have it go there. Which then means like that. And then that whole thing could shift down. That's fine. Do that. Should be fine. They all have inputs. Okay, that has beacons. These are surprisingly unfortunate on those beacons. Put one there, put one there. It's kind of awkward. Shift this over one. Doesn't really help yet. To change where these output, I could also just make a little space. This will need to be shifted. replace that. And that needs to be connected. That's one half. This half is still not right. It won't need to be this type of beacon for too long, so maybe I can plan to plan for when I unlock that, which it's tier 2, it's a little far. It's not Energy Science 1. If it was Energy Science 1, I could definitely plan for that, but a little bit farther than I would want to wait. But I can update it. I can try to design. I could do it where it's a third of them are underperforming, or a quarter of them. If a quarter are underperforming, one, and then these three are there, one, and then these three, it will reduce the expected amount. Okay, I'll do that. But it will also be easy to fix later. He's gonna double those. So fine. I can still beacon the end. The ones on the ends can beacon easily with no issues. There's even less. I'm missing beacons on a couple in the middle. The ends can be beaconed quite easily. So only missing 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 out of 42. Which will be 16 out of 84, which is a fairly large amount, but it's less than a quarter, I think. Yeah, less than a quarter, so I think that's acceptable. And then once I get the wide beacons, I can replace it very easily. It's less than a fifth? Yeah, it's less than a fifth. That's not bad. These are easy to beacon. Are they easy to beacon efficiently? Yes. No. Maybe? I just have to place the second one separately. I still need items to go in, so I need to still consider that, but now it's these. I don't think these will work without splitting it up a bit, but if I split it up, it's easy. So I have 1 space, 2 space, 3 space. Place that centrally. Oops. This is bugging me. Oh, okay, it was on the lower. I assumed it would be on the higher. So shall be connected. The beacons. That 1, 2, 3. That does hit that. But if I just skip a space, it should be fine. Those will all be beaconed. These can be beaconed. Does that have... That goes slightly too far. Yeah. I could just beacon it in the other direction. Beacon here first, then there, then overlap there accidentally. Which in turn means I could just switch this, beacon that way, which will be a little awkward. I can move stuff if I need to, but that might be, beyond actually putting the modules in, that might be, did I module that? Speed module, yeah, I moduled everything that I can. Mining I did speed, but if I switched it, it'd be 124. Yeah, I guess it was speed. So if I module everything, I'll need a lot. This is half for this. This is 28, which is the total. But I need to remember that I need to copy this whole thing on the left. Flip it. Then I can make the blueprint. And maybe if I don't forget, next week I should be able to... Okay, that's fine. I go to here. I should be able to build this and see if it even works. So, I kind of like how it looks. Save that. Save the modules. Gives accurate numbers. Wonderful. This produces... holmium. Holmium ingot. Factory. I'm still missing copper cables, which I'll need to deal with. And I didn't set up where these will actually have inputs. There's already an issue there, but I'm going to save it for now. I did not design that well. If those were slightly further apart, it would be fine. I can probably just shift this down one, and this one up one. And then I can actually input the items. The items will be sourced somehow. These are both delivered by rockets. I could put... Okay, 400 per minute is probably best to just do via belts. I could have a rocket land here. Have a belt... One belt, two belt. Need to merge. These are using less than a belt for total, so I could have one belt that goes to here and then just splits and feeds there, a belt and a belt. That's easy. To update my blueprint already. So that should be fine. I don't have the input for here, but that's easy enough. There's probably flaws, and I will find them. I can also set up probably set up some sort of requester, get me all the stuff I need. And I can fly there without a cargo rocket, and it will be all good. So, that will be next Saturday. Most of these are easy. These will all fit in a couple of chests total. I'll need to collect those. I should have enough. I should have everything I need for that. I'll need a bunch of train stuff, a bunch of other junk to collect the materials. But it looks like it should be pretty easy to get that started. And as long as I have enough rocket fuel in my ship, I can go back and forth without it feeling like a pain. So it is kind of always going to be a bit of a pain because I have to wait for it to refuel because my refueling is not quick. I love the robots, but that is where I shall stop today. I think Holmium should be achievable in one stream next Saturday. Once that's done, I'll just have to figure out the next... Well, I'll have to figure out shipping it stuff to there. That will be its own deal with the sulfuric acid. Which will be I'll have to make a spaceship for that. So that won't be done Saturday. It'll probably take the full weekend. But Holmium is achievable fairly quickly. 200 ingots per minute will be plenty for a while, I hope. Well, I'll stop here. Thanks for watching and hanging out and chatting. Have a nice night, day, etc. Bye-bye.